Welcome to the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Tuesday, June 23rd. Today we will see thunderstorms start to increase late in the day and this evening over parts of the Sierra into the Sierra Front and far western Nevada. These thunderstorms will be a mix of wet and dry, but they should be fairly fast moving, so they still may cause an increase in fire potential over parts of the Sierra Front. Elsewhere, fairly quiet conditions today, but we will see a bigger change on Wednesday as a cold front starts to push down from the north, and this will trigger thunderstorms over central and northern Nevada up into Idaho. Idaho thunderstorms will be wetter and also possibly along the Nevada-Idaho border, but we will see a mix of wet and dry further south down into Nevada, and these thunderstorms may even push a little bit further south down towards Ely or parts of central and western Nevada. On Thursday, the cold front continues to push to the southeast, so we will see these thunderstorms move mainly into eastern Nevada and across Utah and further north up into Idaho and Wyoming. But it's these thunderstorms across eastern Nevada into western and central Utah that will be on the drier side. Over the last 24 hours, we've seen no lightning or showers across the Great Basin and very little fire activity, with only one or two new small fires reported across the eastern portion of the basin. Over the last 14 days, we've seen very dry conditions over the southern half of the region. Many areas have not seen any rainfall recently. Any rainfall we have seen has been confined to the northern areas of the Great Basin, and in these areas it has been above normal for the time of year. Looking at our current ERCs, with the drier and warmer weather we've seen recently, especially over the southern half of the Great Basin, our ERCs are above the 80th to 90th percentile, and even climbing to above the 70th percentile further north into Utah and to parts of Nevada. ERCs are still quite low over Idaho and Wyoming. That continues to receive moisture and cooler temperatures. Looking at some of our ERC charts, first looking at western Nevada, where we might see some lightning later today, ERCs have climbed to near to just above normal and are above normal over eastern Nevada into western Utah as well. However, much more critical in those areas, above the 90th or even 95th percentile in some areas. However, looking at our 10-hour fuel moisture, which is showing more of our grass fuel moisture, you can see how dry things are over the southern two-thirds of Nevada, Utah, and the Arizona Strip, especially in southern areas. So again, things have been warm and dry for the last several days, so we are seeing fuels change more critically, especially over areas of western and northern Nevada into western and northern Utah. Looking at our satellite picture for today, you can see the ridge of high pressure still dominating the Great Basin, giving us warm and dry conditions, but we do have a weak disturbance pushing in off the west coast, and this may trigger, again, some instability for isolated to widely scattered thunderstorms along the Sierra Front later today. But it's this system up into the north that will bring a bigger change to our weather as we move through the middle of the week. Looking at the weather pattern again for later today, again, very warm and dry conditions across the basin with the exception of possibly western Nevada, which is where we are expecting those thunderstorms. We don't have any high risk on our significant fire potential map for today, but again, still be watching western Nevada into the Sierra Front, as even if these thunderstorms are isolated, given how dry things have been, we certainly may see some new starts in those areas. Looking at the relative humidity for today, generally single digits to low teens across the southern two-thirds of the basin, and generally light winds. As we move into Wednesday and that cold front starts to push into the Pacific Northwest, we will see thunderstorms develop again out ahead of this area of low pressure. Generally near and north of Highway 50 would be our main area to watch in Nevada, and then further north up into Idaho. We do have some high risk for lightning over northern Nevada as we move into Wednesday, but again, we still could see some potential a little bit further south, but these thunderstorms will be a mix of wet and dry. Relative humidity will remain in the single digits in the south and start coming up across Idaho and northwest Nevada on Wednesday as that cold front moves in. Winds will generally be on the light side, but we could see some breezy winds over western Nevada out ahead of the front and also over parts of southern areas of the Great Basin. So again, if we do get lightning today along the Sierra Front, you have to watch some of those winds, although relative humidity will be increasing on Wednesday. On Thursday, that cold front sweeps through the northern areas of the Great Basin and pushes lightning activity into eastern Nevada and western and central Utah. So we do have high risk for those areas. Again, those areas have been very dry recently, and although these thunderstorms will be a mix of wet and dry, we certainly could see an increase in fire potential as those storms move through. Obviously, you can see further to the north, our fuels will start to moderate as that cold front moves through with some cooler temperatures and moisture. On Thursday, the driest conditions are in the southern areas where relative humidity will be in the single digits, but you can see how relative humidity has increased over northeast Nevada and even northern Utah in response to that cold front. Winds will be moderate on Thursday as that cold front moves through, with some breezy winds over southern and eastern Utah and also near any thunderstorm activity. Forecast amounts of precipitation for the next few days are indicated here, and you can see generally lighter precipitation, but we'll see pockets of heavier rainfall with the thunderstorms up across Idaho and Wyoming, parts of northern Utah, and even northern Nevada. As we move into Friday into the weekend, this cold front moves well to the east, so we will see drier conditions and warmer conditions move in temporarily on Friday with low to moderate fire potential. However, as we move into the weekend, we will see a stronger area of low pressure again drop south into the Pacific Northwest and Northern Rockies. This will give us cooler temperatures again, possibly even some showers and thunderstorms in the north, and also much windier conditions as we move through Saturday and Sunday. We don't have any high risk right now. We'll be watching this system to see how strong the winds will be and what the fuels will look like after this midweek front moves through. By Sunday, that area of low pressure drops into the northern side of the Great Basin. So again, cooler temperatures again, windy, and some showers and thunderstorms. And by Monday, that low starts to weaken and slowly move off to the east, but still keeping cool and wet conditions in the north and drier and breezy conditions in the south. Our 7-day total precip is indicated here. You can see with that second cold front, we will be getting a little bit more precipitation, especially to central Idaho into eastern Idaho and Wyoming, as again, that will be a little bit closer to the area of low pressure. The 8 to 14-day outlook, taking us from June 20th through July 6th, shows a cooler pattern in place as possibly some areas of low pressure moves through, and it looks like the best chance for above normal precipitation will remain over northern areas up across Idaho into Wyoming, with drier conditions over the southern areas. So again, this is taking us into the early part of what would be the start of the monsoon, and that drier signature shows us that the monsoon, as expected, will be slightly delayed, and we're not expecting significant moisture in the south in the early part of July. That concludes our webcast for today. Check back tomorrow for the latest updates.